Hello again, I'm Chris, back to show you the statistics that you can expect to see process trader after you have a decent amount of trades, of course, like any other process, right? I mean, you will see always some data as soon as you have trades logged in, but the more you have, the better, right? So that is how statistics and probabilities work, right? Like in trading, you need a lot of um, historical data to see if it's actually your edge is working out or not, or if you need to make some changes. And this is actually what Process Trader is trying to help you with. So first, I want to go to the journal entry from yesterday. If you remember, I had a pretty decent process score. You can go back to the videos I uploaded yesterday that I split it into pre-market and post-market analysis. I ended up filling up all the trades. I show you only how I filled the form in one of the trades, just to show you how the platform works. And then I finished that process and I got a pretty decent process score. Over 3 is pretty good. It's from 1 to 5. You can see the routine. All of that was shown yesterday. I also want to show you here in the notes. That is all, nothing new. All that was shown yesterday. And then you have this summary of notes. This was generated by the AI after I finished the day. Receive an email 1 or 2 minutes later telling me what was the summary of the day. And also, these are the key points that the AI is trying to recognize based on your notes. So it's also a very good structured way to see this data. So you can see it as a coach, right? Which is the idea, the virtual coach who is listening to you, looking behind your shoulder and over your shoulder, and then trying to identify what is missing, what is working, what is not working, right? So adjustments, takeaways, insights gained, etc. So super valuable information here. Then is the mood summary, again, created by the AI. So every time I was writing something here, the notes, it was recorded by the AI and gave me some tips about what was happening that moment, just trying to detect if you are frustrated, angry, on tilt, etc. Also, if you are calm, focused, happy, whatever. And then you can see the emotional progression, how it's from analytical to anxiety, everything. And that was explained, right? When I was showing you the notes, I explained to you actually how was my mood changes during that period when I was trading, patterns and spikes, possible causes, right? Actionable takeaways as well. You can also see it per time, right? When that was registered. So I started trading just after the open, right? As I told you yesterday, 3:30 p.m. in Germany is when the market opens in New York. And from there was focus. Then I went to anxious when I was actually trading, etc. Right? These are the pre-market insights, which is also the AI is generating that, right? If you remember the pre-market, I think I actually skipped this step now that I remember from the first video, where you fill up the pre-market values down to the news, and then you can, if you have enough data, at least 5 days of journaling, you can get some insights like this, which is basically based on whatever is happening right now. Before trading, chances are good or bad, according to your historical data, right? Then the post-market review. This is also the AI daily analysis. This is basically the email that you will receive after finishing the day. All the trades I executed, the market context impact, routines, hard rule values, and I broke one, right? That I discussed why I selected, even though it was 50-50, right? I mean, it was an impulse. It was not really the low of the whole session. It was the RTH low, yes, but my target actually was the overnight low, and then we saw actually how the market tested that level eventually. My primary fear was to be in wrong. As I told you, I was trading at key levels, that the gap down was filled. The gap up was filled down, and then also the value area low was at my entry, around my entry. So yeah, I was a bit worried about that. My values alignment, pretty decent. Sadly, I was not calm. Yeah, I recognize it. I was a bit anxious. So yeah, that is why I didn't select calm as one of my values. The process score, again, was pretty good, going up in terms of average, anomalies, etc., etc. So yeah, here's the summary at the end of the 4 trades I took. You saw this table yesterday as well, but only with the first one, right? Fill up now, the 4 of them, I edit them, and then now you have the process score on each of them, and best trade, etc. So basic statistics here, right? Of course, it was a good day. As I said, it's an outlier. I mean, almost never I have 100% win rate. There were 2 trades where I add to it. So, okay, let's go to the trades page. And I have here my default settings is from the 23rd of July for the MNQ, which is where I started trading this funded account with the futures desk. So these are my numbers, my performance by 30 minutes blog, and I'm mainly trying to focus now on the New York session. The mornings I'm normally very busy, with my daily job, etc. So I'm trying to focus here, and as you can see, the first hour, the initial balance from 3:30 to 4:30 is pretty decent. Also in terms of trades, is where I'm more active. You can see everything, worst, best. I'm totally open with these numbers. I couldn't care less about share this performance by day of the week. I normally don't trade on Mondays. Only when I do have some time, which is not that often, I could do it. And however, you can see how my performance is actually not good. It's not good. Even Tuesdays, since this date, right, in July 23rd, is negative. Of course, I don't know that in advance, right? I mean, you need to actually trade as much as possible to really find these patterns. That is the whole idea of to have a process, right? To follow it and to recognize, to find out what is working and what is not working, right? So even cutting off Monday could have improved a very decent amount of P&L, right? But yeah, then I have the trading calendar, and then I have per day. You see how many trades, summary of the week, process score, P&L, of course. You see, I mean, I have plenty of red days, and it is what it is. I mean, it's part of trading. I mean, you will have losing days, and that's fine as soon as you keep going, right? I mean, 2 days in a row losing money is not easy, and it was a decent amount of money as well. And then boom, I mean, slowly, yeah, I didn't recover in 1 day, but okay, keep going, and then yeah, maybe go down again, and then of course it's not ideal to see oh, this is 2 times this or whatever, but the numbers speak by themselves. So my edge is positive, but I have to deal mentally with those days, and that is the big challenge for me. And so yeah, you see yesterday it's here. Then you see the P&L progression by the end of the day, or per trade if you really want to see this roller coaster. Again, I'm not ashamed. That is my style. I'm also trying to improve. Of course, these pullbacks are not nice, I know. I'm trying to improve them. But yeah, that's why I'm here. That is why I'm showing up every single day. Even Mondays, I can read at the end of the day how was the market, probably create a journal entry, empty, flat. But at least I was aware of what was happening. The process score, which is also what we should try to be focused on, right? Per day, again, end of the day. So you see, yesterday was a pretty decent day, but I have had better ones, which is ideal, right? Over 4 is pretty good, even if it was a negative day. The process was good. You follow your rules, your values were there, your routines were executed, etc. So that is something, that is something to be proud of. Then we have a summary of all these filter trades, win rate. You can see I lose more times than I win, but the profit factor is bigger than 1. That makes this hedge, this strategy, this system profitable. Some statistics, some primary fears, which is relatively new. That's why I don't have so many. So that was released 1 week ago or so. Scaling analysis, this is really important for me. As you saw yesterday, I took 2 trades, but on each of them in different accounts where actually I scale in, right? Because that is what I do. I add 2 winners, right? That's my style. And you can see here briefly summary of how this is actually affecting your performance. It's actually good or not, right? Maybe I scale in because I heard about it. Maybe some gurus are telling you should scale in, add in to what is working, let the winners run, whatever. But maybe it doesn't work for you. I mean, maybe your personality is even more risk adverse than myself. So then you don't scale in, you scale out, right? Or you just don't touch your position. I mean, in or out, etc. There are so many different styles of trading. But this is my style, and that is why I built up this section. Eventually, I will also build this scaling out statistics. As for now, I have this one because it's also quite easy for me to test to see the results. And I can really see, scaling is clearly positive for me, right? Of course, scaling in is having more or bigger losses, right? 2 times actually. But in terms of profitability, is making this strategy work, right? Then we have positive outliers, which is bigger than the second sigma or standard deviation of the mean. And then we have what are the values for that. And then you can go and you see, I mean, this is not lag. The process was there, right? And the results were also pretty good. Then the opposite, the losses outliers. Likely I have only one. It's a big one. It's a big one, I know. But also the process, look at this. I overstay, partially plan, whatever, those things you need to analyze, right? And then you have the list of the whole trades. Then I want to show you the missed trades. So this is something that is also, I mean, if you were not present there, or if you were afraid, or if you didn't take a trade that was a textbook for you, you can log it, and then you can also see statistics about how much you are basically losing by not taking them, or actually how much you are saving by not taking those trades. Maybe Was a good setup for you in that moment? Something told you, don't do it, your gut feeling, whatever, you gut feel, but and maybe this is actually showing you, yeah, it's actually a good idea to miss those trades. So keep going, right? That is the idea of the missed trades. The edge finder, again, as you can see, the filter is saved because I set it as default. So in every single part you see the filters, you will see the same. So you don't need to go back again to filter from scratch. So the edge finder is also showing you what is working, what is strong, and what is weak, right? You can take a look deeper there, how many rules broken, etc., etc., etc. Position timing analysis, what is your average hold time? Yes, you can see I'm very short-term momentum trader. How many trades? Blah blah blah. Average, quick exit, extended, etc. So I can see here clearly. I mean, at a glance, extending holds are not working. It means I'm here afraid of taking the trade off out and then say, okay, accepting this is not working, etc. It's a very important information. I can see the details. Who are the ones here that they were basically hold for too long? My normal timing, you can see risk reward, win rate, etc. And you see the quick exits for me are my bread and butter. So risk reward is 1 to 2, 50% of winning, which is pretty decent. It's pretty decent, you know. So yeah, this is something that you need to take a look. And of course, you see also quick exits with negative, right? This is not just the positive ones. I can also show you here 1.8 minutes. That's a quick exit. Yeah. Then trading psychology analysis. This is also based on the notes you're taking. So every time you're taking notes, then you create your trades or import them. It's going to match the trades and then tell you, when you are a very calm state, which is the most positive mood you can be, how many trades you have there, win rate, average total P&L, etc., etc., etc. And you see, I mean, when I go down from negative to super negative, of course, I mean, again, it's not a coincidence, right? Those numbers are telling you, yeah, that makes sense. You are not emotionally ready or prepared, and you were trading anyways, and those are the consequences. Then worst and best, a lot of details. Also, you have per packet, how many minutes you hold, percentage. So telling you more or less, okay, try to follow more or less these trends, right? Or stress levels, sleep hours, etc. Right? Then you have the process impact, which is more really focused on P&L. So you can see based on the plan, when I didn't follow, I have lost 1,700. When it's partially 2,100. When I have followed, 5,500. Right? So it's clear, right? Why I'm not following the plan. So, okay, pre-trade emotion, FOMO and frustrated are the negative ones for me. Even fearful has been positive, right? Primary fear, losing money on FOMO are the ones that are negative, but being wrong actually has been positive in terms of P&L. I mean, just because you are afraid of something doesn't mean it's not going to work, right? Impulsivity flags, the same. So, okay, you can take a look at all the statistics per tag, per rules violated, etc. Okay. And I think that's it in terms of insights and review from what you can start seeing with the trades when you are creating them, when you are importing them. And so I want you to see how important it is to fill up the trades, right? To take the time to say, hey, process metrics, this is important. This is giving you a process score. Is telling you at a glance when you see in the statistics what is actually working, what is the main thing. I mean, when you are FOMO, how much is affecting your performance, etc., etc., etc. So I mean, of course, I want to use the platform, right? But see the potential of this. You need to understand this is powerful. To take the time. I mean, trading, you know that if you're trading for at least 2, 3, 4 years, you know it takes time to at least find something that you can use, you can understand, you can feel identified with, that makes sense to you. And then takes a lot of time to try to execute it consistently, right? And to get to that point, you really need to analyze all this data. I know it would be perfect for me to tell you, hey, just import the CSV with 300 days of trading, and I will tell you exactly what to do where you're failing. Sadly, well, it's extra work you have to do. I know you have to do. But as soon as you make it part of your process, part of your training system, part of your routine, that becomes just a second nature for you, for everybody. So use that. I mean, show up every day. I know that if you are watching this, it's because you're serious about this. And yeah, so hopefully this shows you what to expect if you, like me, show up basically every day and try to improve every day. Try to follow a process, a structured process. So okay, I hope the audio is a bit better. I'm working on getting a better microphone actually. Sorry about that. This is not a professional setup, I know, but I just want to really share with you what to expect. And yeah, see you in the next one.